Have you ever paused to consider what your mind sounds like when nobody's listening? What colors your thoughts paint when no one is watching? If your soul were a canvas, what hue would it bear today? Calm ocean blue, stormy gray, or burning crimson? We often believe that our identity is formed by our actions, our environment, or our past. But what if who we are is deeply rooted in something even more subtle, more constant, than all those things? What if, at the core of your being, you are shaped not by what happens to you, but by how you think about it? Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." These few words hold the weight of centuries of philosophical wisdom and human experience. They challenge us to look inward, not to find flaws, but to trace the brushstrokes that our thoughts leave on the soul. Today, we're going to unpack what Aurelius meant, why it matters more now than ever, and how you can begin to reclaim your thoughts and, in doing so, recolor your soul. Welcome to the unfolding journey, where philosophy, self-growth, and timeless wisdom come together to help you live a more meaningful life. Here, we explore ancient ideas with modern relevance, because your inner world deserves as much attention as the outer one. If you're someone seeking depth in a world that often rewards distraction, you've found the right place. Let's unfold this journey together. To understand the power of thoughts, we need to strip away the noise. Think about it. Everything we do, every decision, every reaction starts with a single thought. Before an action becomes a habit, before a habit becomes a character trait, it is first born as a thought. Like drops of dye in water, they diffuse, spread, and eventually color everything. Marcus Aurelius was not a philosopher in a library. He was a ruler of an empire. His words come not from theory, but from lived experience, amid war, betrayal, illness, and immense responsibility. In the midst of this, he turned inward. And there, he realized something simple but profound. The quality of our inner life shapes the quality of our soul. In his meditations, he doesn't speak to others, he speaks to himself. These were his private notes, reminders to stay grounded, to stay clear-headed, to stay good. He was writing against fear, pride, laziness, and anxiety. Sound familiar? Over 1800 years later, we're still fighting those same battles. The world may have changed, but the mind has not. When Aurelius says the soul becomes dyed by thought, he's using a metaphor that carries more depth than it seems. Dye is not paint. It doesn't sit on the surface, it soaks in. Once applied, it changes the very nature of the material. You can't simply wash it out. In the same way, your thoughts, especially recurring ones, are not just temporary guests. They're tenants. They move in, redecorate, and start influencing everything from your mood to your decisions. Think of bitterness. It starts as a thought, I was wronged. Left unchecked, that thought settles in. It darkens your view of people. It colors your expectations. Over time, it's no longer about what happened, but about who you are. You don't just feel bitter. You become bitter. On the other hand, gratitude works the same way. Begin each day looking for what's right instead of what's wrong, and slowly your soul adopts that hue. You start noticing beauty in the mundane. You give others the benefit of the doubt. Your internal narrative shifts, and suddenly the world itself seems more welcoming. Not because it changed, but because you did. Let's go deeper. If thoughts dye the soul, then what are the most common colors people live with today? Self-doubt, anxiety, envy, resentment, shame. These are not just passing thoughts. They are chronic mental patterns that silently dictate how we walk through the world. The inner critic, the voice that says, "You're not enough, you'll fail, you're too late," is not just annoying. It's a graffiti artist spray painting over your soul. But here's the hopeful truth. You are not powerless. You are not the canvas. You are the artist. Marcus Aurelius and the Stoics believed in something called prohairesis, the faculty of choice. We cannot control the weather, other people, or most outcomes. But we can control how we respond. We can train our minds just as we train our bodies. This is not about toxic positivity. It's not about ignoring pain or pretending things are fine when they're not. It's about holding authority over your inner world, being the guardian of your thoughts, standing at the gate of your own mind and asking, does this thought serve me? Does it bring clarity, courage, or compassion? If it doesn't, don't let it in. If it already slipped in, show it the door. We live in an age of overstimulation. Algorithms feed us fear, outrage, and distraction. Our attention is fragmented. Our thoughts are often not our own. They're reactions, echoes of other people's opinions. And yet, Aurelius reminds us that our most sacred responsibility is to our inner life. Amid the noise of ancient Rome, filled with politics, war, and personal loss, he still found time to reflect, to write, and to realign himself daily. So how do we do the same today? 1. Practice daily reflection. Journaling is not just a productivity tool. It's a mirror. It reveals the dominant colors of your thoughts. Are you thinking with intention, or are you reacting out of habit? 2. Curate your input. What you consume matters. Choose books, people, music, and media that elevate your thinking. If you fill your cup with poison, you can't expect to pour out peace. 3. Meditate on Stoic ideas. Read the meditation slowly. Pick a single quote and let it sink in. Carry it with you. Ask how it applies to your life today. 4. Speak kindly to yourself. Notice your self-talk. Is it harsh? Is it fair? Would you speak that way to a friend? If not, change the tone. Recolor the thought. Every moment of mindfulness is a brushstroke. Every repeated thought adds pigment. Over weeks and months, your mental habits become the mural of your soul. What are you becoming? It's not a philosophical question. It's a real one. Are you becoming gentler, stronger, more resilient, or more fearful, reactive, bitter? The choice, remarkably, is yours. Aurelius's wisdom is as relevant today as it was when he first penned those words. In a world that constantly tries to paint your soul with chaos, greed, and fear, you must reclaim the brush. You must be deliberate about the colors you choose. This is not easy, but it's necessary. Let's return to the quote one last time. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. It's not just a poetic statement, it's a wake-up call. Every thought you think is a choice. Every narrative you repeat is a stroke on the canvas of who you are. You may not control the world around you, but you do control what it turns you into. So today, ask yourself, what colors have I been living in? What colors do I want to live in? What thoughts will get me there? There is deep freedom in this realization. You are not stuck. You are not finished. You are not broken. You are becoming. And what you become is in your hands, your thoughts, your soul. If this message spoke to something in you, you're not alone. Here on The Unfolding Journey, we believe that ancient wisdom can guide us through modern chaos. That your inner life deserves just as much focus as your outer success. And that you don't have to figure it all out at once, you just need to keep unfolding. So if you found value in today's video, take a moment to subscribe. Join us on this journey of reflection, growth, and self-mastery. New videos every week to nourish your mind, calm your soul, and light your path. Because the journey inward is the greatest one you'll ever take. And it's better when we walk it together. Subscribe now and start choosing your colors.